Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the chiefs that are amongst us today. I want to acknowledge the Deputy Minister for Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Marupi. I want to acknowledge the honorable members that I came with. So I'm Honorable Caston Matewu. I'm the chairperson of the Parliamentary Committee on Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. I came with two of my colleagues, Honorable Guyo, MP for Boyera North, if you can stand up, and also Honorable Muskwewe Shiri, MP for Mudzi West. I also want to acknowledge the senior government officials that are here present from the ministry and from the government agencies. I see Professor Magoshengwe from ZMC. I see the executive secretaries here, acting CEO ZBC, acting CEO Transmedia, acting CEO BAS. I see them all here. All protocols observed. I'm here to representing the Parliament of Zimbabwe. The Parliament of Zimbabwe plays an integral role in terms of the governance of this country. So the Parliament of Zimbabwe has two major roles. The first role is to legislate, that is to make laws for the good of the country and for peace. The second one is to promote good governance, ensuring that all state agencies all promote good governance and also act constitutionally. And in that, as Parliament, they are all accountable to Parliament. So we hold them to account in ensuring that we maintain constitutionalism in Zimbabwe. So why are we here today? We are here because the radio plays an integral part in terms of promoting good governance and democracy in our country. More so, we are here because also it's, I want to thank the organizers for actually holding this event at a community radio station, because community radio stations reach to the parts that mostly the national radio or the regional radios don't go to, because they reach to the absolute communities that need to get information. So information dissemination reaches to the most vulnerable, and whether you've got money, whether you've got a television, a radio set, a phone, or whatever you use to get those airwaves. So radio is very, very important because it is still in the world the means that people actually get. The most effective way of communicating in this world is through the radio. So we want to commemorate this World Radio Day. World Radio Day was introduced by UNESCO in 2012, and this theme is basically on climate change. One cannot underestimate the effects of climate change which are rampaging across this world. So what do we say by climate change? We mean that when this world was created, it was created in a particular way. But because there are so many emissions, and obviously the world is developing technology-wise, industrial-wise, it means that we are disturbing the way that this world was set. So the ozone layer is being depleted, and when it's being depleted, there are various changes in climatology. So basically the way that the climate or the weather patterns, we'll know that in this country we had Cyclone Idai, one of the phenomena of climate change. In other parts of the world, you've got a lot of disturbances. Recently I was in the USA, and there was the wildfires in California. At the same time, this is the same country, in California there were wildfires that were rampaging across most of their districts. And then in North America, in the northern part of the USA, you had a winter storm that was so serious, that was causing disturbances and meaning that people could not actually go out. People could not go out of the house. I just opened the door, it was about minus 12 degrees Celsius. So you could actually freeze if you stood there for 5 minutes. So these are all the effects of climate change that are rampaging this world. And radio stations are very important in playing a pivotal role to make sure people are aware. They act like as early warning systems and basically directives if there is anything that is going to disturb the weather patterns in any particular place. So we are delighted for this day, and we honor all those media practitioners who work within radio and who work within media to ensure that we keep the radios open. Currently, as Parliament, we are going through the bill that is responsible for ensuring that how do we manage broadcasting. So it's called the Broadcasting Services Amendment Bill. It's going through the process of Parliament now, and on Tuesday we are going to start so on Tuesday we are going to have the second reading. The second reading means that it's going to start getting debated. So the bill will start to get debated on Tuesday. In December, we went to every province with that bill for the citizens and the residents to give us their voice to what they want to see in that bill. And they gave us, and we'll be presenting a report Tuesday before the debate on what the citizens of Zimbabwe want within that bill. So this bill is very important because it governs also radio stations, it governs broadcasting, it also governs the way what we want to see happening in the radio sector. So as you know, and has been alluded to, we have 14 radio stations currently, community radio stations, and we look to have more. In fact, we want to have about 20 by the time we finish 2025. So we are very grateful for the organizers and also to the community radio station for being so organized and inviting this. I thank you.